Thank you so much for 850 subscribers, every pony. Last month we managed to get another milestone in them. For this special, I decided we're gonna do something a little bit, well, special too, but most importantly delicious, because I always hear ponies asking, what do you actually eat in Equestria? Is it just, hay and nothing else? Well, today I am gonna show you a recipe on how you can cook one of Canterlot's most well-known dishes, every pony. And at the end of this, I also am going to do a little bit of a sneak peek as to something that I have planned for the channel that's going to be coming soon, and it's going to be a special kind of merch. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into cooking, every pony. So this recipe is a classic. It is Canterlot pancakes with caramelized apples, every pony. It is something that I'm pretty sure most ponies at home can do. It's just a little tricky and sounds weird, but it tastes absolutely amazing, every pony, so follow along. So you're gonna need a few ingredients, but they will be in the description. Anyway, everything starts by taking some eggs, some flour in this cup here, and over to the right side we have milk. You have to ask some cows and some chickens very nicely, and then they'll give this stuff to you. And that is basically the first step. You have to put all the other ingredients to the side for now. So next, you're gonna have to find a bowl to put everything into, and you're gonna start by scrambling the eggs, every pony. That's the first one. The order is very important here. You start with the eggs, and you have to make sure to whisk them really much. You see how bubbly they became? That's what you want to have, because that makes it so that your pancakes are gonna be a little fluffy too. And then once you've done the eggs, you do the flour and the milk at the same time, but you do it slowly. Like, don't dump in all the flour at the same time. Do it slowly and steadily. And I mean, if you have magic, you can hold multiple items. If you're a human, you can probably hold everything too. And just keep whisking it hard. That is the most important thing. Now, the consistency you're looking for is like, I guess a little bit of mud. It's like muddy water, basically. If you're noticing that it's too thick, you add some milk. If it's a little too thin, you can go ahead and throw some more flour right into it. And you're looking for this, and again, you see all the bubbles? That is still staying in there. That's gonna make sure that everything is gonna be nice and airy. But every pony, this is no ordinary pancake. What you take next is this brown powder, and this is cocoa powder. And that's about a third of a cup that you see here filled. And you put that into the mix as well, and you keep whisking it, and then it becomes sort of chocolatey, and this makes it so that when you're making pancakes out of this, they will have this nice chocolatey flavor to go with them. And then that just makes it taste a little bit more intricate, every pony. That is gonna complement the other part of this. So let's go over to the second component of this dish, which is the caramelized apples, every pony. And what we're gonna do with this dough in the meantime is just put this into the refrigerator and let it sit there for a few minutes while we take care of the apples. So for this next part, we're gonna need a bit more ingredients. So we need 2 apples. Well, technically 1, but the second is an emergency apple if you get hungry during cooking. This is an important one because you don't want to eat your ingredients. Then in the cup, we have a mixture which is 50% sugar and 50% cinnamon. Then in the vial, we have some maple syrup. Then we have a lime, and to the right, we have a little bit of butter in a pan, and this is gonna be something where you need 2 pans, technically. And this whole thing starts by taking the apple and taking the lime and just making sure that they're ready for cooking. You can dice the apples as fine as you want to, or even remove the skin, but I prefer having it on there. And just make sure that everything is decored, every pony, because otherwise there's gonna be a tree growing inside of you. You have to tell Meadowlush that one. And so what you do with the other ingredients is you start putting them into a pan, and while the butter is starting to melt, you add in the sugar, you add in the cinnamon, and you add in the maple syrup, and then it's gonna start to get a little bubbly if you let it sit for a little bit. And once that happens, once you see all the sugar is gone and dissolved, you put in the apples, and then you can start your caramel. And you have to make sure to keep cooking the apples and stir them a little bit. You have to make sure that they're cooked nicely and thoroughly. You want them to be soft when you're on the other side of this, and they want to be coated in this caramel. And after some time, it's gonna look like this. Look at those sweet coated apples. You could just eat that right now. That would already be a dessert, but we're just gonna put them aside as well. Now that we have both components the apples and the dough, we can go and make our pancakes. So first off, we're gonna take our batter out of the fridge and get another pan ready and put more butter in that as well. And once the butter starts to melt, we're gonna take one ladle, that's how I usually measure things. I take one full ladle of the dough and put that into the pan and just let that bake inside. And eventually it's gonna become firm, and you see there's a little shininess from the butter, and it's gonna become firm. And once that happens, you basically flip it and have to make sure that it's baked from both sides. And once it's finished, you can start lining up the apples in the center from top to bottom, and then you roll it until it looks like this. You see? Inside you have the little apples sort of peeking out, and you cut it open, and it also, look at the pancake, look at how chocolatey that looks, and inside you also have the caramel coming in out, and that together with the maple syrup and especially the lime, that really gives it an extra bit of acidity into the caramel. And then every pony, because in Canterlot we like to garnish things nicely, we can add some more of the caramelized apples, and you see in the center there's some ice cream known as cookie ice cream, and that's pretty much it. You can give that to any pony and they will drool, guaranteed, every pony. And I'm pretty sure you humans at home, you can do this too. It's not too complicated. Just one word of warning, be careful when handling caramel, because that stuff is sticky and it can burn you if you're careful, so if you're not careful, so watch out for that. And yes, Metalush can definitely make these too, I'm sure. Anyway, every pony, I was gonna talk a bit about something special that's gonna be coming to the channel, so let's switch over to a certain web page. So, every pony, over here we have a website that allows you to make buttons, every pony, and I have a few ideas for a motive for a button. However, I want you ponies to choose, so I have two designs in mind that I could use. And once you ponies have decided on one, I can easily go ahead and just get the site to print a whole bunch of these, and then I could, you know, give them to ponies and they could buy them. And that would be a pretty interesting thing, and I guess a nice touch to the channel, because I never thought I'd even get here, every pony, seriously. I thought after, you know, maybe 100 subscribers and all that, that'd be as much ponies would like to watch a pony gaming, but apparently I was wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong about that one. And for 1,000 subscribers, which is definitely going to be the next milestone, I also have a few ideas of what we're going to do, but that is going to be something for another day, because I need to actually flesh out those ideas more before I give them to you. But that's going to happen at about 950 subscribers, so I'm going to be throwing in the ideas, and then you can vote on those as well. But for now, you can vote on the designs. That is important, because that's what's going to get printed in the end, every pony. Anyway, I suppose with that, I thank all you lovely ponies so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! And remember, every pony, enjoy your pancakes while they're hot, because that's when they taste the best. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified whenever there's a new video. And there's new stuff here every single day, including a pony who's a very, very notorious sweet tooth.